3, 2, 1.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another episode of Gay Talk 2.0, an LGBT podcast, streaming live on our YouTube channel. We're doing it today a little early. We have a guest, and so we're changing things up. We're back to this platform that we use that aggravates the living daylights out of me, but allows me to bring in our guests so that you guys can have an opportunity to see them live and in color with us. So, today we're going to welcome, we're joined by the Democratic candidate, Dakarai Larriett, who is running for the United States Senate seat representing Alabama. If elected, Mr. Larriett would make history as the first openly gay Black man to be elected into the U.S. Senate. And my name is Tom. I'm your host. And as always, I'm in the studio with my amazing co-host, starting with the first one.
Hey, y'all, Nick or Trish.
And
it's Hope, the queer voice this podcast didn't know it needed.
That's right.
I'm actually not mad about that.
No, me neither.
I know. I'm workshopping, friends.
It works. So Jay Bird is on vacation. He is away, so he couldn't join us on today's episode, but we're excited to have our guest. Dakarai is, running for Senate. I will have to make sure that I clarify something. I did say that he's going to be the first openly Black gay man elected into the Senate. However, he wasn't the first person of color that happens to be gay that served in that chamber. So that distinction actually goes to the first openly gay individual to serve in the U.S. Senate, and that was Laphonza Butler, who was appointed to the chamber in 2023. Butler served as the junior senator from California upon the death of Dianne Feinstein. So, but he will be the first elected Black gay man.
Wow.
If that were to happen. So I don't want people to come for me. I'm just letting you know.
They will.
It's a first, and we're excited. So as always, we wanted to take an opportunity. We started a little early because our guest is going to come in around 6-ish, and we wanted an opportunity to do a roundtable and see how everyone's doing. So, Hope, how are you? You are the first. The queer voice that we did not know we needed.
You're welcome. I'm good. This week is a milestone in our household because this weekend, finally, we were able to let the new kitten, Dusty, fully free roam across the house. She has been tested. She is negative for everything, my friends. We're so excited.
So when you got the kitten, you had to quarantine. Is that what it is?
So we were not planning to get a kitten, folks. We have a cat named Steve, who's an orange big
Of course,
boy.
his name is Steve.
I know. She's like one of my closest friends. And his name is freaking.
Okay, we got him in Oregon. Okay, we got him before we came back. I mean, we were already friends, but we'll just keep that part under the rug. Just skip it on under there. You can blame Nicole for that one. You can blame your throuple other wife. So Dusty came into our lives because my friend and I were doing a press event for a project that the Arts Council is supporting in New Haven. And we were finishing up our interviews, and this guy's like trailing us, taking video, taking photo, talking about the story of this park that we're working on. And this little kitten comes up and he was like, someone else is joining us for the interview. And I was like, girl, we're done. And I looked over and there was no mama. There were no other kittens. I kept waiting and waiting. As my friend characterizes me, she says, you just jumped right into action. And I was like, do you have a blanket or a t-shirt or something so I can scoop her up? Long story short, we intended to take her to a shelter. And I ended up taking her to the vet that night for our other cat and just got her started on antibiotics. But Nicole, my partner, fell absolutely in love with her.
Oh.
So
wouldn't
that
admit
night,
it, but
no, wouldn't admit it for like 2 weeks. But she was like, well, we already spent money on the antibiotics. We might as well just keep her. And I was like, sure. Whatever you need to tell yourself, Nicole.
So you have Steve, and I'm sorry, what's the new kitten's name?
Dusty.
Which, again,
Nicole's fault.
Yeah.
She saw her. She named her before she committed to keeping her. And she was like, "You're a dusty, crusty girl. Your name is Dusty."
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's actually very creative. I like that.
It's cute.
It's cute. It sticks, So, like, for example, Raleigh,
Mhm.
God bless her soul, over the Rainbow Bridge.
Mhm.
She was named Raleigh because she came from
Raleigh.
right.
Yeah.
And so, sometimes you just don't need to
That's
push
right.
against the narrative. Just
That's-
go with
she's
the
also
flow.
like gray and white, so
Right.
it makes sense on that level too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But now she's tested, has gotten her immunization, so now she can free roam, and they're best friends, and they groom each other, and it's really gross.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So Dusty is a kitten,
Mm-hmm.
or they are a kitten. I don't know. Do we?
She was 6 weeks old when
Okay.
we got her. That's what the vet thought, and now
I didn't want to misgender, so
No,
I didn't know.
she's-
So she was, that's important
It does.
for us, right? How is she doing with furniture and things like that, and your
Honestly,
plants?
Okay, the plants are. She's a criminal. She's a criminal. She's been put in kitten jail more than once. Listen, abolish the cops except for these kittens. Cuff them. Put them in the room. She has climbed on all the furniture to be able to reach every plant. The money tree is her favorite, which has a level of irony I don't know how to process.
Mhm.
I'm like, don't eat the money tree.
It's like we need
Let it
that.
grow.
Hello,
We need the money
it.
tree.
That's amazing. So I'm happy for you. So now you have a new member of the family.
Yes.
So now you have a family of 4.
We're extremely gay now. We're like
Yeah.
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 No
We're the
dogs,
queer
no
ladies
birds,
with
no
2 cats.
snakes, lizards, nothing like
No,
that.
we're the 2 queer ladies with 2 cats and a house full of plants.
Yep.
I love it. I
Mhm.
love it. That's awesome. So Nick recently had given you a plant. How's that doing?
Great. All of my plants are thriving,
That's amazing.
and I don't know how that's happening, but they're all thriving because I don't have a green thumb. I tried it out in quarantine, and I was almost killed half of them, and then nursed them back to life.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of being a plant person. It's hit or miss, and and if one dies, it's okay.
The
It's
only
okay.
thing I can't do, and I
It's
need
fine.
your advice, Tom, is
Okay.
I can't keep a string of pearls alive for the life of me.
I was
A what?
challenged.
String of pearls.
What's that?
It's I'll show you. I have one in my office.
Oh,
So
nice.
I am challenged. They're gorgeous, right?
Yes.
The moment. So here's the thing. Pick a spot.
Uh-huh.
If it likes it, don't ever move it. Don't ever move it. Okay. I have one right now in my window, and it's
Uh-huh.
been there ever since, because it is the only spot that I've actually successfully been able to keep it alive.
So the plant is a diva like me.
Oh, diva of the day,
Listen.
like of the week, of the life.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
it's intense.
She needs special soil. She needs water, but she needs temperamental watering. She needs watering when she wants it, but not when she doesn't want it. And don't make a schedule because she doesn't live on a schedule.
No. So
Mm.
the trick that I have is I have a sewing needle,
Uh-huh.
right, that I use as a poker. So you poke it in, and if it comes out clean, it's ready to be watered. You got to drown the hoe.
Okay.
You got to drown that hoe and then leave her alone.
Okay.
And then you go check again, and then you
Uh-huh.
put the, if it comes out with some dirt on it, it's not ready.
Yes. Okay. You're right. I have the knitting needle too, and I do the same thing, but I didn't know that she needed. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Once she's dry, drown the hoe.
Drench her.
Like
Mm.
put her underwater. Like she wants to be drowned,
Yeah.
and then she just wants to be left alone.
She says, "Let me swallow it all up."
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
She's such a gay man under
Wow.
under the hood.
She really sounds like me.
So, but yeah, plant things. Nick recently got into plants. I gave him a couple of my babies.
It was COVID really that
Yeah.
did that for me.
How are you doing with your plants?
They're good. They're thriving. They're living their best life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave him
My money tree is so big.
Yeah.
It's literally like, so I had to move it upstairs
Mm.
because my ceilings are vaulted. So I moved it into my office because it was getting so big. It was touching the ceiling downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And so now it's touching the freaking vaulted ceiling.
Well, you can cut her.
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, I'll come help.
I'm going to have to repot her too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't let Dusty get to her, I think you'll be good.
Dusty's not big enough to get to the leaves.
You say
And-
that she can climb.
You'd be surprised what cats can do, man.
Mm,
Mm.
that's why I don't have
How are
one.
you? How are you, Trish?
I'm good.
What's going on in your life?
Nothing. I had a cold this weekend. I
Yeah.
went and saw my
Your
nieces
and
and
nephews, your children.
yeah, and my family mainly my father, neglected because he was visiting, to tell me because he wanted to see me that the twins were sick.
Mm.
Oh, no.
So I woke up the next day and I was just feeling really run down. And then on Saturday, I was like,
Dead to the world.
oh, dead.
Yeah. And then she
Um,
comes into the studio and shares her
Yeah,
gifts.
she's like,
well, here's the
this-
thing. I wasn't going to come if I didn't feel better, but I feel much better today.
Well, that's good.
Fine.
That's good. So, aside from that, what did I get myself into this weekend?
Yeah.
A
I
big ass
heard.
project.
So, I have had a challenge with my refrigerator now for the better part of what?
Since
4
you got it.
5 years, more than that. My ice maker kept freezing over. I've literally switched this thing out like twice already. Samsung sucks. Don't get Samsung appliances.
Oh,
They're the worst. And so, to the point where I got me a commercial grade ice maker in my basement because, I need ice in my drains. And
you also need fancy shapes, though.
well,
now.
not really now.
Uh-huh.
This new
Yeah.
fridge does have, fancy stuff, but I will tell you that I went to pull the refrigerator because we had to bring it downstairs to accommodate the new one that I got.
Mhm.
And when I looked down, it must have had some sort of leak or something, or the condensation. My pergo floor, the floating floors that they
God.
put
Yeah,
over,
yeah.
was sponged up. And I was like, oh
Ew.
God, this is water. This is water. It's serious. You own a home, you got to address. If the one thing you address as a homeowner, it's water damage
Mhm.
quickly.
Mhm.
And so I said, you know what? So today's it's Saturday in the afternoon. It's 5 o'clock. I was like, you know what? I can go get the material, pull this floor up, drop a new one in time for Monday when the fridge gets delivered. It got delivered today.
Wow.
And so around 5
can't.
p.m., we went, got the material, the underlayment. I took out all my machines because, handy homo over
Uh-huh.
here. And I just started, cleaning everything up, took all the molding off. We threw the new floor down, put the molding back on.
Did
and
Paul help you?
he did. Yeah.
Okay.
So Paul came over and helped. And we got it done.
So I was going to come over and then I was sick.
yeah, she got sick.
Sure.
Is that why you got sick?
No, I honestly, I
would
was sick.
never call
Yeah.
Trish for a handy homo moment.
Oh, no.
we already
no.
talked about the leveling shelves last.
She showed up in
this-
flip flops one time when I was laying bricks in the front.
yeah. She's like, I'm here to be the entertainment.
No, she was here to supervise. Those
Yeah.
were her words.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't supervise if you don't know how to do.
Well, look how good everything came out.
Wow. Tom, what do you snort that gives you the appropriate amount of drive to do such a labor-intensive project?
Ozempic.
That, yeah. No. And the pending, chili cook-off next Saturday. I was like, this has to get done.
Mm.
And so, so that's happening too.
Nick thinks that these cook-offs are really just meant to bully him. And in fact, maybe they're just meant to make home improvement excuses for Tom. You're
Yeah.
I
welcome.
mean,
See?
that and bullying me.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
By the way, did I mention I have a conflict?
Fragile.
one more thing. So I go to, to Lowe's and I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be so expensive. So I looked around, weighed my options, price, quality, blah, blah, blah. It came up to, so I think I spent about $430
Wow.
in materials.
It's not bad.
Everything else I have. So, like cutters and things like that. So flooring, underlayment, $430 and a flooring kit to bang it into place. So on my way home, I say to Paul, Paul, can you do me a favor? Pull over in the store. I need to grab smokes. Yeah, I smoke. Sorry. It's okay. And so I said, you know what? Let me get a scratch off. And
Don't even.
So I
No.
scratch the barcode off. I didn't even scratch the ticket and scan it. $500. I ran out of that store. Paul, the floor is free. Floor is free.
God, Tom.
That's amazing.
I'm taking
So-
you with me.
Yeah.
You're
So
coming to get scratch offs with me.
and then that
so
was it.
every time, so me and Tom like scratch offs. I have a specific one that I like, and he really doesn't care.
Yeah, I'd scratch anything.
Yeah.
As long as it pays me.
So every time he'll buy a scratch off and give it to me, I win.
Uh-huh.
Every time I buy a scratch off for him, he loses.
yeah.
And it's just like, and like I generally do okay on scratch offs, but like I don't know what it is. It's like $500.
Yep, that checks out.
Okay, so I need to know if you all are in town for any of the upcoming holidays because I have a game that I love to play with my dear friends that involves buying lottery tickets, and now I'm going to make you do it.
So, interestingly enough, Nick tried to guilt me into going to Puerto Rico for Thanksgiving, and I'm like, given the year that I've had, I don't think.
Well, we're not going for Thanksgiving anymore.
Any of the holidays, the major holidays. I have to spend them with my mother after the scare that we had.
We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah,
But
we do. Yeah,
but we're looking at maybe the second or third week of December now.
Love it.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I mean, we don't only have to pay for the flight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on, girl.
but but we have to travel into New York or Bradley.
Yeah, well, I know.
Definitely. Yes,
So,
we do.
I mean, or we just don't tell people.
Yeah, people at this table don't
Shut
know.
your mouth.
We just arrive and we all go, no questions asked. Don't ask, don't tell. It flies here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No, but so that was my week. That was actually my day and a half.
Wow.
All of that happened a day and a half. Then the fridge arrived today.
I literally, the picture that you sent me, I sent to Hope, and I was like dying on my couch, and I was like, he did this in less than 48 hours. What the fuck?
So the closest I can get to relating is that when I moved to Ashland, Oregon, I had so many, I don't know what it was. I don't know if I was just like, there was a period of time where because of the job I had, I actually had to stay, and the timing of everything had to stay in company housing for a little bit, for a couple weeks. But the minute the trucks arrived with my stuff, I blitzkrieg unloaded in my apartment, and I unpacked. And I'm not just an unpacker. Like, unpacking to me means putting it away in its keeping place now.
Right.
And I unpacked
Find a
my
place for it.
entire apartment in a day.
I'm proud of you.
But that's the closest. And I don't know, that feels like that was some like manic anxiety driven episode, not like normal. And I feel like this is normal for you. Like, not every day, but
No,
No,
but when he gets something in his mind,
It's got to happen.
it's happening.
yeah.
So, for me,
And then he does one little thing, like, I'm just gonna rip up this piece of floor, just to look underneath it, and then rips the whole thing up, and he has to do it.
yeah. So I do things so that I'm forced now to deal with it. So for me, necessity is the mother. It's the driver of making sure things get done.
what was like your first handy thing that you did for yourself?
I remember. So I lived in my other apartment. I was in New Haven. And I lived in my second apartment on Ward Street. And my friend Jack, my best friend, she took me to IKEA and she gifted me the IKEA toolkit. It had like a little tiny gay hammer and a small little like screwdriver and a couple of little pieces. And then so I started doing things around the apartment, and then I really started getting like, I built the deck
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
in my apartment. I talked to the owner and I was like, can I just extend the deck? And he's like, well, how are you going to do that? I was like, watch. And I did it.
Wow.
And he was like, wow.
And this was a third floor apartment?
Second floor.
Second floor
That was
apartment.
my second floor.
And he had this like beautiful French doors that
Wow.
opened up to this, I would say, modest. It wasn't a huge apartment, right? But a modest deck. And
Yeah,
then
the deck was like 12 feet long.
yeah, and then
I made it 16. I made it the length of the house.
Wow.
yeah, it was so nice out there.
Yeah.
I loved that apartment.
And then we put a grill out there. We had the seating, and every time we recorded a show, that's where we would go and just sit outside in the summertime, al fresco, to listen to it. But the sun, ooh,
It was tough.
it was tough. But and then I just got the bug. Now I have like I have like miter saws and round saws, and I have tools.
I hung a floating shelf.
He did,
Okay.
and it wasn't even.
It's better now.
But all is well in the land of Oz, and so in short, I now have a new floor. I have a new fridge. My ice maker is at some point going to start making ice, I hope. and so I have two versions of ice. So I have the regular ice that comes out of the door,
Yes.
right? Crushed or small cubed ice. And then now this refrigerator actually makes craft ice, which is a circular ball the size of like
It's like
a small tennis ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so apparently you put that in a drink and it actually retains its shape
Yes.
60% more than typical ice does.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. So, bring a bottle of bourbon next time you're here, and you might,
My God, of course.
be able to, there's a nice little round ball for you.
Oh my God.
People get crazy about ice. Like, TikTok made it crazy.
Mhm.
Look at all these fancy shapes. And they're like, if I can't have my iced coffee with my little like snowman shaped ice cubes, I'm like, oh my God.
There's this one TikToker, and she likes to like make her coffee and
Uh-huh.
fluff and like
Uh-huh.
froth her milk and
Cold
everything
foam.
while she's singing.
Oh,
Have you seen her?
No.
I'm
so.
going to have to look her up and send her over your way. She is amazing. And she's a small little thing. She's behind her counter, just mixing her coffee and doing it. And she's belting out songs. I fucking love her.
Oh my God.
I got to find out who she is.
Okay.
So, but other than that, yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I didn't go anywhere. I started working on Mondays
Yeah,
again. Today was my first day. It was rough.
So Tom, when he works at the bar on Sunday nights, and then he has to get up super early for work, but he works remote on Mondays, which is helpful and nice.
Oh, of course.
And I texted him probably around like 11 or 12. I didn't get a stop yelling at me, which was surprising because I knew it was his first day back. I was like, do you want me to come over around 5 so that you can nap from 4 to 5? And he was like, yes, that would be great. I was like, perfect. Okay. And then he texted me like maybe 3:45 or something like that about something to do with today. And I was like, are you going to be able to nap? He's like, I think I'm going to have to just like
suck it up.
champion through.
Yeah. Just suck it up and just go through it. Because, a lot of people don't realize, we do the show and we come and we sit here sometimes an hour and a half, a total. And then when everything ends, there's the other half of it. There's the production side, right? Like Nick spends a significant amount of time in the background going through emails and things that we receive to sort of kind of figure out, okay, what guests make sense for our show. On the other side of that, on show day, I have to download the audio and download the video and post it here and cut this and make sure that there's no music on our file, because otherwise Spotify will reject it, right? Because if we don't have a licensing agreement with any of the 3 major music houses, we can't play music on our show. And so, that process typically takes about an hour and a half for me. And so if the show ends around 7:30, I'm probably still doing stuff until like 10 o'clock at night. And then, I've been like practically I'm on 3 hours of sleep, and it's Mondays are rough.
So we're getting the punchiest version of you.
Yeah. Well, actually, and today I'm actually very surprisingly calm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
It was weird. It was a weird moment when I came in and you actually said, I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be doing this right now, but can we test something? I was like, what?
Yeah,
Well, don't worry.
Did he take a Xanax before the show? I feel like we're all kind of mellow today.
And
Nick
it's okay.
brought the drama. Are
It's
you
okay.
kidding me?
Yeah.
What drama did I bring?
Yeah.
I mean, none, but just like hyperbole everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere all the time, all at once.
Yeah. But I mean, aside from that, I think we have our guest coming on shortly. Did you guys want to break before our guest comes in?
Yeah, let's break before.
Okay.
I do want to just mention one more thing.
Go for it. Of course you
And I'm
do.
putting this out to the universe because I want this process to be done.
Okay.
Hope and I are like steps away
So close.
from potentially hiring the new ED for the New Haven Pride Center.
Oh my God, that's
like
amazing.
literally steps away. And I'm hoping that by next week, we can even announce it on the show.
That's awesome. I'm excited because you know what? It's always good to bring, before we go, to bring new people into a dynamic, a space, and see, how creative they can get and how amazing they can just take something that's already good and just make it even that much better. So hopefully the person that comes on board is ready to hit the ground running, ready to engage with the people that, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah.
It's got to get funded. We've got services. We've got to take care of our community. Lord knows we need it now more than ever. So, yeah.
We have amazing finalists. So I am not concerned that the Pride Center will be in wonderful hands behind somebody who is ready to lead through a tough moment, but also create vision for the future.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited. All right. Well, on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our guests will join us. We are excited. We'll be right back.
My head gets caught in the moment, but my heart doesn't know it. Heart doesn't know it. Somehow I'm lost in the lonely, but it's too hard to show it. Too hard to show it. Don't say avec moi. Don't say avec moi. Don't say avec moi. Do I fall in? Do I fall in? Do I fall in? I travel down the West Coast with sun on my shoulders. The sun's on my shoulders. My heart's a winding road, but I can't control it, and nobody knows it. Do I fall in love? 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 You are the one to open my eyes, and you are the one to make me think twice, and you are the one I wanna spend my life with. You are the one, you're looking so nice, and when I'm with you, I'm in paradise, spending my days thinking about you, baby. You are the one I wanna be with, and you're on my mind, I just can't forget you. You are the one I'm gonna spend my life with. Oh baby, do I fall in? Do I fall in love? Do I fall in? Do I fall in love? Do I fall in? Do I fall in love? Do I fall in? So warm when I look at you. Could jump in a swimming pool, stimulate my appetite. Look so very, very nice. Won't you come over and play? Like every day's a Saturday, and the sun's out. From Atlanta down to Florida, got your bare chest and you show it. You're sexy and you know it. You're sexy and you know it. So like a tall glass of water, got me thirsty, can't take myself off you. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. And like a flashback to middle school, I lost my cool. I do. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. Pinch me, this feels like a dream. You're the best I ever seen. All your muscles and your veins, oh, they're driving me insane. Raise my hands and sing in praise, thanking God for what He made. And the sun's out. From Paris to New Orleans, you're tanning, you're golden, you're sexy, and you know it. You're sexy, and you know it. So like a tall glass of water, got me thirsty, can't take myself off you. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. And like a flashback to middle school, I lost my cool. I do. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. When I come knocking at your door and you're shirtless, makes me nervous. You got me feeling insecure when you're shirtless. I get nervous when you're shirtless. Oh, just me, it's getting hot in here. Is this a fantasy or a mirage in here? I have a pep talk to myself in the mirror, and I'm doing this. I'm brushing off my fears. From Atlanta down to Florida, got your bare chest and you show it. You're sexy, and you know it. You're sexy, and you know it. From Paris to New Orleans, you're tanning, you're golden, you're sexy, and you know it. You're sexy, and you know it. Like a tall glass of water when I'm with you, wanna take your picture when you're shirtless. when you shirtless, making nothing. So like a tall glass of water, got me thirsty, can't take myself on you. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. And like a flashback to middle school, I lost my cool. What do I do? When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. When I come knocking at your door and you're shirtless, makes me nervous. You got me feeling insecure when you're shirtless. I get nervous when you're shirtless. Oh, oh, oh. When you're shirtless, 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 oh, oh, oh. Greeted by a new sunrise, tomorrow's hopes are in my eyes. Paints horizons in the sky that's meant for me, meant for me. Ready now to face the day, done with fears of yesterday. Waited long enough to say I'm on the way, I'm on the way. I believe. I believe. There is more to me than surfacing. I believe, I believe. Greeted by a new sunrise, tomorrow's hopes are in my eyes. Paints horizons in the sky that's meant for me, meant for me. I believe in love at first sight. 'Cause some things are worth the fight. And some you learn to say goodbye, like letting go. Oh, I believe. I believe. There is more to me than surfacing. I believe, I believe. I believe.
She was waiting by the back door, said, babe, we gotta leave town. Get your shit, get your suitcase, your dog, your guitar, 'cause we gotta go now, 'cause they're coming. Well, they know our fucking names, yes, they're coming. Just to say, well, I know you don't want to leave your life. You've had some blood and tears, little joy, little strife, but they're coming. Well, they're coming down the road, yes, they're coming. truth be told. And don't forget the whiskey, and don't forget your history. It was never their land in the first place, but they're coming just the same. You got a knapsack full of judgment, hypocrisy and lies, and they're talking so much hateful bullshit they've begun to gather flies. But they're coming, well, gonna come in the eyes. Yes, they're coming, no surprise. And with so much terror in our past, how are you so surprised it's come to bite you in the ass? Yes, it's coming. Well, it's nipping at your heels. Yes, it's coming for the kill. And don't forget the whiskey, and don't forget your history. It was never their land to sell or trade. No, don't forget the whiskey, and don't forget your history. It was never their land in the first place, but they're coming just the same. So I'll meet you at the station where we can get on that train, head out to the wastelands where we can change our names, 'cause they're coming. Well, they know our fucking names. Yes, they're coming just the same, just the same, just the same, just the same.
My head gets caught in the moment, but my heart doesn't know it. Heart doesn't know it. Somehow I'm lost in the lonely, but it's too hard to show it. Too hard to show it. Danse avec moi, danse avec moi, danse avec moi. Do I fall in? Do I fall in? Do I fall in? I travel down the West Coast with sun on my shoulders. The sun's on my shoulders. My heart's a winding road, but I can't control it, and nobody knows it. Do I fall in love? 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 You are the one to open my eyes, and you are the one to make me think twice, and you are the one I wanna spend my life with. You are the one, you're looking so nice, and when I'm with you, I'm in paradise, spending my days thinking about you, baby. You are the one I wanna be with, and you're on my mind, I just can't forget you. You are the one I'm gonna spend my life with. Oh baby, do I fall in? Do I fall in love? Do I fall in? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I fall in love? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I fall in? Do I fall in love? Do I fall in? So warm when I look at you. Could jump in a swimming pool, stimulate my appetite. Look so very, very nice. Won't you come over and play? Like every day's a Saturday, and the sun's out. From Atlanta down to Florida, got your bare chest and you show it. You're sexy and you know it. You're sexy and you know it. So like a tall glass of water, got me thirsty, can't take myself off you. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. And like a flashback to middle school, I lost my cool. I do. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. Pinch me, this feels like a dream. You're the best I ever seen. All your muscles and your veins, oh, they're driving me insane. Raise my hands and sing in praise, thanking God for what He made. And the sun's out. From Paris to New Orleans, you're tanning, you're golden, you're sexy and you know it. You're sexy and you know it. So like a tall glass of water, got me thirsty, can't take myself off you. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. And like a flashback to middle school, I lost my cool. I do. When you're shirtless, when you're shirtless. When I come knocking at your door and you're shirtless, makes me nervous. You got me feeling insecure when you're shirtless. I get nervous when you're shirtless. Oh, just me, it's getting hot in here. Is this a fantasy or a mirage in here? I have a pep talk to myself in the mirror, and I'm doing this. I'm brushing off my fears. From Atlanta down to Florida, got your bitches.
All right, ladies and gents, we are back from the break. We are waiting for our guests to join us on the live stream. Hopefully we can get there soon enough, but we did get an opportunity to do what we do best, which is, of course, like refresh everything that we do behind the table, all of our libations. I'm having a tough time talking today, which is very
You woke
weird.
up so early.
I did. It's just, oh my God, I'm so like, ooh, but either way, you know what? I'm a trooper. We're going to get it done.
Great.
We're going to get it done. And
You're doing great.
Gold stars. Gold star for you. Gold star for you.
Girl, yes. All right. So listen, while we wait, of course, for our guest, Dakarai Larriett, to join us on the live stream. Hopefully that will happen. It'll be kind of like, wow, if it didn't, but we do have a story. We do have something that we want to talk about, things that are happening right now concerning immigration. And of course, you know, we do have someone that sits at this table, or that has been lately sitting at our table, that really does such a good job at talking about, you know, the challenges that we as citizens and those that are not citizens are facing in today's society. So why don't you tee up the conversation for us, and we'll just bounce off from there.
Absolutely. Well, have either of you heard about Freaky Friday yet? Besides not the new movie. Excited about that.
No. So I've heard about the movie. Wait, isn't that with what's her name from
Yeah, don't ask me.
the
Lohan and
Jason movies? No, it's not Jason.
No.
It's Michael
Jamie Lee
Myers.
Curtis. I got there.
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis from Michael Myers. Oh, all right, quickly.
Yes. So Freaky Friday is a new, it's what activists are really calling this new policy that's coming out from immigration enforcement here in the States. And basically what they started this past Friday, which is why it's Freaky Friday, is they started to go after unaccompanied minors, folks who are not yet 18. And what they're doing is they're approaching these kids, they're detaining them, they're releasing them and saying, hey, if you will self-deport, if you'll go back to where you came from, we'll give you $2,500.
That is first and foremost, that is disheartening, right? Because you're asking someone to self-deport. Hey, if that's a choice you want to make,
sure,
absolutely. But if you don't, what is the purpose of this particular program?
So it's leverage, right? Because imagine you're like 14 years old, you're sitting there, you don't have a lawyer, you don't have your parents, and they say, I will give you $2,500. I mean, my God, when I was a kid, I would have thought,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to be rich. I
Right.
can do anything with 2,500.
Right.
But the goal is actually, they understand that some kids will turn that down, and then it's a swap. So then it's, okay, well, you didn't take that offer. So now you need to get out of this country, or we're going to take your parents.
So now they get an ultimatum. Right.
And the kids, of course, are going, well, I don't want my parents taken. I can't imagine living without my parents. So instead, they're willing to give up their parents, their location. I mean, not that the kid will then usually self-deport.
And it's something very concerning to put upon someone who's,
oh my God, the trauma.
13, 14. It's traumatic to say the least.
Yeah, your life for your parents.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible. I want to come back to that, of
Let's
course.
Bring our guest
but
in.
yes, our guest just arrived, so we're going to bring him into the live stream. Before we do that, obviously joining us is going to be the Democratic candidate, Dakarai Larriett, who is running for the United States Senate seat representing the great state of Alabama. If elected, Mr. Larriett would make history as the first openly gay Black man to be elected into the U.S. Senate. We're going to bring him into the live stream. Dakarai, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you can hear us okay, and hopefully we'll hear you. How are you? Nope.
We're not hearing.
Nope. Let me see. We are not hearing your audio, but we're going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. It happens. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
He can.
But we can't hear him. So okay. Audio input. Let's see. How about now? No. This is not happening. This is live.
Interns, man.
Nothing is muted. I'm telling you. Okay. So there he is.
There we go. You know, I feel like I've used pretty much every single streaming tool there is. So there you go. I figured it out.
Well, hopefully we will get through this. It'll work. These are the challenges of actually doing a live show and streaming and doing all that good stuff.
Well,
but we are super excited to have you on our show. There's lots to talk about. We were talking earlier in the live stream when we first started our show that while you would be the first openly Black gay man elected into office, there has been another individual that was in the Senate that has the distinction of being the first LGBTQ plus person, but she was appointed. You would be elected, and that is a huge difference.
Let me clarify. We have a little bit of gay history here. So
yeah.
Tammy Baldwin is a sitting lesbian senator.
And we love her.
Yes, and there was an appointed Black lesbian out of California.
That's right.
And she chose not to run for re-election. And then, believe it or not, there's never been a gay male senator.
Right.
Wow.
Elected.
Not elected or openly. Now, that's a whole nother topic.
That's crazy. So I just want to take a quick moment to pause. Because let's go back a little bit to talk about who's around this table.
Yes.
So I'm Nick or Trish on the show.
My name is Tom. I host the show along with these two amazing individuals around me.
And I'm Hope. I'm a guest host every now and then.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So before we get started, you know, I certainly have a lot of questions. There's so much that you're doing right now that not only are you running for elected office, you have a book, you do so much. And before we dive in, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you're all about, and then we can jump in and talk about what it is, the amazing, great work that you're doing for the state of Alabama.
Yes. Well, first off, my name is Dakarai Larriett, and I did watch your last episode and appreciate all the work on my pronunciation. So
we got it.
Dakarai rhymes with safari. And I'm a born and raised Alabamian and entrepreneur, community leader, volunteer, and really my run for office is about my false arrest last year. So I was driving through the state of Michigan, and I was driving while black and gay, apprehended by Michigan State Police, tortured. I tested negative for alcohol on the spot, at the hospital, handcuffed, and they still jailed me. And as a result of that night, I decided to write a book about the experience, about how we get past this and how we ultimately create a more just society and one that's more fair. And I've also started to author legislation called the Motorist Bill of Rights, which specifies our rights when we interact with the police, and it protects them and it protects us. And as I've been speaking to Alabamians for the last couple of months, I'm learning their key concerns really are kitchen table issues. So that's how I'm building that campaign around healthcare, the economy, and education.
Can you talk a little bit? Well, I definitely want to talk more about the book, but can you talk a little bit about where you're running? Has there ever been a Democrat holding that seat? And what is the battle? What is the uphill battle for you right now?
Yeah. So we are what they call a plus 15 Republican state. So we lean right, but it's not impossible for a Democrat to win this seat. In fact, this very same Senate seat was held by Senator Doug Jones from 2017 to 2021. So he's a friend in Birmingham, Alabama. And to answer your initial question, this is the statewide seat, United States Senate, representing the entire state. And it's currently held by MAGA extremist Tommy Tuberville. So he's vacating that seat to run for governor of Alabama. And so it's created this wild open primary on both sides, which is really exciting, and how Senator Jones won it 10 years ago.
Right. And you know, believe it or not, I mean, I have an affection for Senator Jones because he was very pivotal, you know, in pushing a lot of the things that the Biden administration needed to get through early on, you know, before they lost control of Congress halfway through, you know, his presidency. And it's interesting that, you know, a lot of people don't realize how impactful local elections and local elected officials have on a national stage. You know, they might seem small, but, you know, everything starts local, right? A movement starts local. You know, issues, when they affect you at the local level before you can even think about how they impact you nationally. So talk about, if you can, what you're doing to ensure that you talk to your constituents, your potential constituents, in a way that brings them on board.
It's about starting, like you said, locally, and building all these little bitty groups of enthusiasts. And it starts from, for example, Alabama is a very religious state. Something like 75% of us profess to be of faith. So immediately we identified the faith community as a group to speak to. So I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, so super conservative. So I can talk to those people. I've met with the Quakers. We are talking to the Buddhists. Everyone will be addressed. And then also thinking about all those groups that are like disaffected by this current administration. So the researchers at UAB, one of our leading research institutions, the folks in the military, specifically NASA and the Space Force people in North Alabama, the teachers. So that's what it's about, is like addressing everyone's concerns and then rolling that up and ensuring you have a 51% plus policy proposal that works for those people.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about, I'm sorry, I gotta get on the mic a little bit about, as you're on this campaign trail right now, like what is the temperature you're feeling from your constituents, from people when you're speaking with them? I mean, even when I said it earlier, I spoke with my sister, who is like hard up MAGA, right? And like never thought she would be that person, but she's even having her doubts now. So I'm wondering, like, what are you feeling from the people as you have these conversations around the state?
Fear and dread. And what we're trying to do is not shame folks about how they voted in the past. That's not how you get those convertible votes.
Right.
It's about saying, hey, you know, you might have made a mistake, but if this is not working for you, come on over and let's look at some common sense policies and not get so fixated on the party. And I think this week is a perfect example. we just had another mass shooting. So Alabama has a gun violence epidemic. And it's like, do you want the same thing that we've been doing for eons? Or do you want to try something a little bit different? We're not coming to take your guns, but we're saying, hey, let's do a background check. Let's do some training. Um, let's have some red flag laws, like just some basics, right? To protect the citizens. And people are realizing and waking up to the need for it.
So you yourself, you've stated and you have published on your website that you are a supporter of the Second Amendment. You go shooting on a Saturday and go to church on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to those individuals that, are fear mongering and saying, hey, they're going to come and take our guns away. They're going to come and, they're going to take that Second Amendment and take our rights to carry. Like, what do you say to individuals to ensure them, listen, we're not here, like you said, to take your guns, but we do need sensible gun control reform to ensure that the lives of our children, the lives of our citizens are safe.
Right.
How do you make that argument to people who are just so gung-ho on, like, you are trying to take my guns away?
It's a constitutional right. They're not going anywhere. And I think a lot of it is the result of our civics and educational breakdown, not just in Alabama, but nationally. People don't understand how the laws work. The the alignment to actually stop the Second Amendment is impossible. There's just no way, no matter how much the liberal left wants to do so in some regards, it's just never going to happen. We can't agree on very basic things, right? So that's not happening, but it's just about making things safer and being more pragmatic for the needs of the people.
Of course. I mean, we live in Connecticut, and I said this when it happened. If 26 individuals, 20 of them being 6 and 7-year-olds, did not change the laws, Sandy Hook happened right here in our own backyard. What will? And since then, the mass shootings that we have had since then, when you think of Aurora, when you think of, VTech, all of these Pulse, all of these shootings that happened well after, Sandy Hook, and nothing has changed. How do we get there?
But also, how do we get people on that side, right, to understand what actual common sense gun reform is? Like, how do you describe that to your constituents?
I come from a data background, so I spent 20 years in corporate America, and then also 20 years in public health and advocacy for LGBT youth and in education. So it's all about data, taking that data and transforming it into policy and strategy. So I like to look at where are stronger gun laws working. And I always go back to Massachusetts. It's fundamental, it's basic. They still have access, but they ask a few more questions on the front end. They have those red flag laws and they have the training so that people, for example, know how to house their weapons so they're not stolen and don't end up in the wrong hands. And that's how you do it.
So, Dakarai, I want to ask you a question about another issue that's super close to home for us in Connecticut. We're seeing the crackdown of ICE and all kinds of immigration enforcement. And it's my day job does not directly relate to it, but I volunteer a lot with the local New Haven Immigrants Coalition around rapid response, around court accompaniment. I mean, it's gone almost full Underground Railroad at certain points. And I keep thinking about what is it that the Democratic Party can do, not just like what should we do, but what can we do under this current administration climate, right? So knowing that if you were elected, you'd be coming into a climate where fingers crossed, the midterms allow us to actually have some kind of majority somewhere. But if that's not the case, what is it that, sure, you would like to do, but also what would you like to see other Democratic elected officials doing in Congress and above to help protect those who are most vulnerable? I mean, in New Haven, we're seeing high school students taken. We're seeing parents literally ripped out of the car from their kids. I mean, it's and then we're not unique, but this is just so front of mind for a lot of us. And I'm really curious, as a fellow Southerner from Texas.
Oh.
How do you think about it in the state? How do you think about it in the federal if you were elected to that position?
Mhm. Well, the interesting things, we're having those same challenges in Alabama. However, we are one of the lowest immigration states. So in terms of absolute terms, nothing like what you probably are seeing up there, and certainly not Texas. But it really is about, and I say this at every single town hall, we've got to win both houses. And by the way, it's going back to that civics breakdown. People don't understand. The president you select determines the judges that are going to interpret the law. If we don't have both houses, we cannot codify our values. And then we have to push on the party. So once in, it's about how do we aggressively create legislative priorities that address all of our values. So protecting immigrants, protecting reproductive health care. We sat on too many precedents and didn't get enough done. And of course, we were in the last administration dealing with the aftermath of COVID, but we've got to come out with these very aggressive legislative proposals. You see, they're 67% through Project 2025.
Yes.
They are barreling through, and we have not seen that on the Democratic side.
So I love that answer. I think we all have to get out and vote, and everybody has to work on getting out the vote this fall. Last question from me for you is about LGBTQ protections. What do you think, where do you think we're the most vulnerable as a community? And what do you think we should be asking of our elected representatives to keep us the safest? As someone who did read Project 2025 in order to prepare with local community organizations, I don't always feel clear on that. Like, where are we the most vulnerable, and what can we ask for?
Well, what we're seeing is this othering. And one of my key opponents here in Alabama, Steve Marshall, he's the attorney general. So he's supposed to be the top cop of the state working for all of us. And he just did an interview attacking trans people and misgendering Miss Levine. Just horrible example. And that sets the tone for the state. So what we can always do is reinforce the values that we as Americans feel to be important in how we speak and where we lean in from a bully pulpit. But again, I think the real opportunity is asking politicians to stay out of our bedrooms and out of our offices. It's disgusting. It's not American. It doesn't represent freedom. And that's how we've addressed it in this campaign. So we don't allow the right wing to pull us into the gutter to talk about this specific policy and that specific policy. I don't have the expertise personally or on my team, and we don't think it's a place that we need to be at. But what we do believe and talk a lot about is the dignity, respect, and freedom of all people. That's it.
Which is an important, and a lot of people don't realize that, the policies of the people in charge drive the anxiety of the nation, and we see that every day with this current president. We see that with the people that he's put in power, with the agendas that they're pushing, with the extremist views of some of his top appointed officials. And it's disturbing, but in all of that, they're driving a lot of what they're doing based on Americanism, patriotism, which has it to me, it doesn't even make any sense, because as Americans, we have always been land of the free, land of the brave. We're free, we're here, and
built on immigrants.
We're built on immigrants, and we're here. And it's like, and they're using patriotism to me and faith. They're using language and justifying a lot of what they're doing based on faith. You are a person of faith. Talk to me about how you counteract that. Someone comes at you and says, hey, our faith says that we must do this, that, and especially as a gay man in the South, no less, dealing with the conflict that is being a man of faith
Yeah.
and in the LGBTQ plus community? Like, how do you speak to that? How do you talk to the people and say, hey, listen, you can believe in whatever it is that you believe, but the American way was never only about faith. It was about so many things, so many more things than just that.
But also the whole piece of separation of church and state,
Of
right?
course.
Like that's a really important piece.
So how do you as a gay man, a faithful gay man, reconcile that, what you're seeing this party do?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And how do you put that into perspective? How do you talk to constituents that may be feeling that vibe?
Well, we are very clear that this is not about a theocracy. It is about First Amendment right, which that sits above the religion. Like that's just the reality, right? So we're a country of laws. We all have a way to worship or a right to worship in the way we choose.
Mhm.
But you can't then start to denigrate certain populations and then have this Christian nationalism, right? That is becoming a theocracy. So that's how we try to separate it. And again, we decided very early this is a key population that we have to speak to in their language. So I've even tried some messaging where I literally say, hey, this is what I learned today in church, and this is how we want to run our campaign. We want to treat our neighbors with respect, like our brother, right? Matthew 22:39, like these
Mhm.
are fundamental basics. But at the same time, it's the respect that sits above like the respect and freedom that we can all worship the way we choose without hurting others and taking away their rights.
Yeah.
And that's the nuance, really. And then we can't even get lost in it all being about Christianity. There's so many other wonderful religions that we respect, and they should be able to worship as they choose within our country.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, faith has historically, well, religion, I'll say, has been used as a weapon, but can also be one of the strongest unifiers if actually you lean into it the right way.
Mhm.
Yeah, I grew up in the South, and I grew up in a we won't go into it, but I'll just tell you, Dakari, it was verging on pseudo cult. And it's not an exaggeration to say that I grew up in a specific wing of the evangelicalism that intentionally birthed a Charlie Kirk, right? Like that is what I was supposed to become.
Mm.
If I had stayed in that movement circle. And I had the most beautiful conversation recently with my next door neighbor who was telling me, like, she's a Black woman, her husband is white, she's an atheist, he is agnostic. And they have a young son. And I asked her where her kid went to school in the community. And she said, he goes to this school that is actually like a Christian rooted faith center. But she said, I am amazed to see that it is exactly what we would hope that a Christian really is in this environment. They are so embracing and so loving and so uninterested in trying to shame, blame, and otherwise use manipulative tactics to try and raise our kid to be a good kid who cares about other people. Like, yes, the root of what they believe is in a faith system, but they're trying to just help raise kids to be better people and better neighbors and better community members. And I thought, gosh, what would the world look like? What would America look like if our Christian systems, churches, schools, etc., were that exactly what I had wanted my faith to teach me when I was a young person? So I really appreciate the perspective you're bringing, and that you are bold also in living your values and your truth and your faith, and not letting what a majority loud, or maybe I would say a minority loud voice is saying about what the community of faith folks can be. So,
Yep, I talked a lot about it in my book, Don't Flush, and
yep.
how I was baptized as Catholic, raised as Jehovah's Witness. And there was about this 20-year period where I didn't think that there was a home for me from a religious perspective. So I was agnostic.
Mhm.
And then when I moved back to Birmingham, one of my friends said, hey, come to church with me. And it ended up being a United Methodist church.
Mhm.
And the first service, it must have been summer, the first service, the preacher, who was a woman, said they were getting their pride floats ready. And I was just like, wait, hold on, where am I? And I
Great.
started going back to church.
That's amazing. We do have we have the Church on the Green,
Yes.
which is a Methodist church as well, and you know we have a lot of Pride members that attend service on Sunday. It's actually pretty impressive to see.
Yep.
Right in the middle, in the town, right in the center of town, and it's just always amazing to see everyone gathered and just celebrating life and celebrating who they are authentically,
Yep.
right? And which is not something that you know, as a Catholic myself raised, I could do.
Right.
In my youth, so it's always good to see. Now, you mentioned your book, and we don't want to run out of time here, but I wanted to address the fact that you wrote a book. You wrote about your experience. Tell us a little bit about that process. What was that like for you to put pen to paper your experience?
Mhm.
Because it's not easy to do.
No, so I won a short story writing competition in high school. So I've never written anything this long before. And it took about 9 months, but it was also a combination of therapy, getting all the anger that I still feel,
Mhm.
getting it out, both in therapy, verbally, and then writing it down. And that became the book. So I would say the first 70% of the book is the actual night of the false arrest, from my recollection, from body and dash cam, and from the recollection of my friend, the passenger.
Mm.
And then it moves into what next? Like, how do we respond to this? And it's interwoven with stories of my family's fight through civil rights here in Alabama. So, for example, I juxtaposed my stop with my grandparents' stop and altercation with the KKK in 1957, and how some things just have not changed
Mhm.
Right.
in this country. And then it wraps up with the decision to run, when I realized that our criminal justice system is broken. And despite being completely sober, having all the video evidence on my side, I simply can't get justice. The
Mm.
whole system is set up to protect the worst actors, the police that tried to plant drugs in my car.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is insane. What were your thoughts when all of this was playing out? Like you're watching this happen in real time. Obviously, you're not inebriated, right? You are sober. What are your thoughts? Do you find yourself thinking that you know there have people that have walked this path before me, that people in the shoes before me, right? When you think about you know other individuals that have been arrested in the past, whether it's Castillo, whether it's George Floyd, and all of these individuals that may have not been doing anything but still weren't given their due process at the time when it mattered.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be murdered. And I just had a conversation with my attorney this morning because we are in the appeals process. So again, no justice.
Yep.
The lower court threw out my suit due to qualified immunity.
Mm.
So the officers were just doing their job, despite all of the evidence, the mountain of evidence that they were harassing me, that they racialized me, that they profiled me, that they threw homophobic slurs at me.
Mhm.
The judge in a lower court decided to protect the police. So we were just talking about how there's a pattern where the appeals courts will largely just uphold what happened in the lower courts. So it's very, very difficult. But I guess one detail that I read through in the police response was that I was demonstrating behavior that inferred that I was intoxicated. No, I thought I was about to be murdered.
Yeah.
I thought that I was about to be murdered. Of course, I had a quick impulse.
Yep.
I'm a black man in a dark alley at 3 a.m. with 2 cops standing over me.
Yep. Yep.
So the whole system is set up for us to fail.
Oh, of course. I mean, and that has always been historically true. You know, when you think about you know, a lot of individuals who have been pulled over and never made it out alive.
Mhm.
You know, when you think about the history of the South, you know, black
Mhm.
young black men driving through, you know, this secluded area of town, and before you know it, they're strung up on a noose, you know, and lynched. And it's like historically we've been there before. So when you have the reaction that you do, it's understandable. Yeah, it should be the reaction that you have. We should be scared. We shouldn't be, but we know better, right? Because you, like you said, you're not getting your due process.
Yep.
You
No.
know, there
And then And then to my point, we find later after fighting for the FOIA, right, that they were trying to plant drugs in my car. So I had every right to be
Mhm.
afraid. And I spoke to my friend, the passenger, a year after the incident, and I was just like going through what happened, like what happened when I was over here and what happened when you were over there. And he said he was so terrified he almost ran from the car. And it still gives me chills. Like every time I say it or think about it, that would have been the end of us.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Right.
They would have said that we brandished a gun or something. It's always that.
Yeah.
Right. And you
And
were in the state of Michigan when this happened,
I
correct?
was.
Right. And this is in the north. I mean, it's not even the south. You were in the north,
Yeah.
and you're driving through, and you're experiencing this obviously as a gay man, as a black man, in this America in 2025. When you think about the irony is that it's been hundreds of years, but we're still in the same space.
I
And we
wonder.
gotta change the laws.
Yes, I was just going to ask. So I can imagine what you might hope that officers take from this book, what lawmakers take from this book, what judges take from it. What would you like those of us who care about this to take from your book? Is there an action? Is there a belief? What is it you would like us to understand from your story that helps us change the world so that this doesn't happen so much at all?
Well, that's why I'm running for office, to change the laws. We've got to change the playbook.
Yep.
And it starts with what I call the Motorist Bill of Rights.
Yep.
And it specifies exactly like what are the proper interactions with the police, the rules of engagement, when they can stop us, what type of tests can be administered, and then finally the release of information. So we have all of this body and dash cam now. It was supposed to keep us safe and drive accountability. It's actually being used and weaponized against us now as the public. So they
Yes.
sit on it for months and months and months and spin it and edit it, present it to the judge, and the judge goes, I don't see a crime here. They were just doing their job. So I put that on my website, DakaraLarriett.com, the Motorist Bill of Rights. And I've been speaking out throughout the state and using media to talk about the importance of eliminating qualified immunity.
Yes.
And just this week, a new documentary is coming out. It's called The Alabama Solution on HBO. And it talks about how we have the most violent and feckless criminal justice system and Department of Corrections. And same thing. Alabama has expanded qualified immunity just this year, not only for police, but also for corrections officers.
Right.
Just wanna do it
Thank
first.
God. Okay.
So what kind of buy-in are you getting from your fellow, politicians in your state, perhaps maybe at the national level, of potentially, seeing legislation like this, become national?
So excitement is building. It's going to be very difficult in my state, and that was part of my calculus in running for a federal role.
Mhm.
There is a chance federally. Of course, the George Floyd bill ultimately did not pass.
Right.
So that's the long game. We've got to win both houses and start codifying our values with a very aggressive legislative agenda.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, one thing that is interesting before we wrap up, is that, we get control of Congress, right? Because we've had it before, right? We had it during Obama's presidency. We had it during, Biden's presidency, certainly during 2 Republican presidencies. We've always had control, but somehow Democrats failed to take that control and push through and make changes happen in a way that is beneficial to the fact that they have control of Congress. And once we do, and let's say, for example, we successfully pass legislation, what is stopping the next Congress, the next Republican president, or the next Speaker of the House, or the next leader in the Senate from passing legislation that then overturns previous legislation?
Well, it's time. It's the one thing that we all have about the same amount of, right? So the legislative calendar is very limited. So everyone trying to move the ball down the field. So just going back and overturning and repealing bills takes a lot of time, and then you need to go to the public, right, and explain it. So you don't see it a lot. We kind of, again, kind of move the ball down the field. So we've got to come in strong, just like they did with 2025, and say these are the priorities, and we're getting them passed.
That's right.
My last question for you would just be about codifying gay marriage. Is that something that you're passionate about, that you want to work toward? Because right now it's not codified into law.
Yes, that falls under, again, without getting into all the weeds of it, respecting the dignity of all Americans. So I think that there is an opportunity for a comprehensive bill protecting LGBT people, including trans folks, so that we can stop this onslaught and all these attacks here, specifically in Alabama.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you, because that is important, and I feel that we're gonna need to have you come back.
Yeah,
right.
I'm ready for it,
because there's so much more that I think that we can explore and talk about, especially as we lead up to this midterm election. Seeing all of the things that are transpiring right now, right before our eyes, that are making people think twice about the choices that they made in 2024, right?
And I want to say, I want to thank you for being so transparent, taking the initiative to take on this uphill climb, right? It's going to be a big climb, but we need more people like you in Senate seats. And I'll just share with you, so Eric Russell, who is our state treasurer, Black man, gay, when he won that, when he became our state treasurer, I remember sitting there crying. We need more LGBTQ plus people and LGBTQ plus people of color in these spaces of power.
That's right.
Yes.
And for you standing up and taking this on, it's like it's a huge thing, and it means a lot to a lot of people. So thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
It's a beautiful thing, and we want to add another name to that historic list of LGBT folks that have made impactful changes to our history, right? Because when you think about the people that walked before us, the people that fought in Stonewall, the people that faced adversity in ways that we could not even think of, those that grew up thinking that because you were gay, you were mentally ill,
right?
Were actually laws,
right,
that were passed and legalized in many states, including New York.
Yeah.
To jumpstart to 2025, and to think about the fact that we have marriage equality currently, the fact that we have openly gay people serving in state houses and also at the national level, and people like you that are brave enough to face the fire where the fire is and say, I am who I am. I'm fighting not only for myself, for my people, my community, but everyone, right? And bringing forth issues that are important not only to some Americans but to all Americans. And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yes. I hope
beautiful
we've
thing.
been able to pour a little bit into your cup that I know is pouring a lot out to others. So thank you.
I appreciate it.
So before we sign off, obviously, I want to give you an opportunity to plug yourself, tell people where they can go, find you, support you,
donate to your campaign.
Of course.
That's right.
In a sense,
Great.
yourself.
Yeah, all of the above at DakaraiLarriett.com. So we are gearing up to start recruiting for volunteers, and there's an opportunity to volunteer anywhere. So we're going to be doing phone banking. If you're in Alabama, we'll be doing door knocking. That'll largely be in next year, but we need to start recruiting now. So great opportunity. If you're able to donate, please do. And finally, social media. So as a Democrat in the state of Alabama, we're not getting dark money from corporations and all these bundlers. It's about individuals. So please share a post, donate if you can.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. We'll go ahead and put your website, obviously your contact information on tonight's post so that people can, link up and support if necessary. Quick fun fact for you. Our phone number for the show is actually from Alabama.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So 10 years ago, when we launched the show, I was looking for a phone number. I walked into an AT&T store and I said, I want my phone number to end in gay talk. And the only state we can actually find it was Alabama.
Love that.
So, listen, once again, I thank you for joining us. You need to come back when we get closer to that election. Tell us, how you're doing, how you're seeing things out in the field, and we'll be more than happy to sit with you and have another chat.
That's right.
Sounds good. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Well, ladies and gents, that of course was our guest, Dakarai Larriett. He's amazing. First and foremost, I'm excited to see, where this goes. But I didn't want to, obviously, short for time, but we are on time constraints. So, Trish.
Oh, yes.
It's time to bring it home.
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
You want your love?
Yep.
Thank
you. All right, everybody. Here's Mama Kim's Minute. Number 1, church fired its music director for being gay. Speaking of faith. Then something surprising happened. Number 2, queer elders faced a lifetime of hate. This retirement home gives them the community they need. Number 3, a small town hosted Pride for the first time in 2025. Progress is still being made.
That's amazing.
Oh,
all right.
And on this day in gay history, October 6th, 1998, in Laramie, Wyoming, and I want to pay special homage tonight to Matthew Shepard. He was beaten and pistol whipped and tied to a fence and left to die in a gay bashing incident near Laramie, Wyoming. I did do some Googling, and I can say those officers got 2 consecutive life sentences each. So
that's it was something obviously very impactful for us. We talk about his legacy every year on the show.
Yep.
And it's important to understand that while the event happened on October 6th back in 1998, I believe 6 days later, October 12th,
yep.
2 days after National Coming Out Day is when Matthew Shepard passed away. And for those of you who don't know, it took a while to find a resting place where we felt Matthew would be safe. And right now he is resting, thankfully, in the Washington, D.C. National Cathedral. So where no one can desecrate his grave.
That's right.
All right. Shall
if you love this show.
Yes.
If you love this show, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting service. By subscribing, you get the latest and greatest of our show delivered right to your favorite device or web browser as soon as the episode is published. You can also support us on Patreon. With Patreon, you, our listeners, can help to support the show with a pledge donation. The donations are collected monthly and can be in any denomination of $1 or more.
I think I just got a Woody.
I don't know. I just love having her on the show.
Thank you.
Oh
the
God.
Queer you didn't know you needed.
All right. So thank you to our guest Democratic candidate, Dakarai
Larriett.
Yep. I knew I was going. I would have fucked it up. What an amazing guest today. We'll have all of his information on our post tonight, including his book. So check him out. Support him if you can.
Absolutely. All right. Hope.
No, it's my turn again.
Oh, it's your. Oh.
Thank you. All right, everybody, get the Future Method and all other products today. All products are doctor developed, can clean out without hurting your bum, take confidence with the anal powder packs, increase your stretch goals with the 3-piece anal glass dilation kit, and get long-lasting pleasure glide silicone anal lube. And get all the information you need with Dr. G's new book, But Seriously. Visit futuremethod.com to purchase your life-changing bum accessories today.
All right.
I'm going to have to get you all a Dental Dam sponsor so we can make it real inclusive.
I swear to God, he's probably going to come out with something.
I'm waiting for it.
I love it. Our show is available on our website, Gay Talk.
Oh, wait, hold on. You got to put something on it.
Excuse me? Oh, sorry, guys. We got to put a rubber on it.
Is it a rubber or dental dam?
Today it's a dental dam.
It's a dental dam.
Dental dam on it.
There you go. Go for it.
Our show is available on our website, gaytalk20.com, under audio podcast. It's also available as a free download on Apple Podcast, YouTube Music, and now on Spotify.
Yes, queen.
All right. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Gay Talk 2.0, Instagram, Gay Talk 2.0. You can email us at gaytalk2.0 at gaytalk20.com. Tom, don't fuck it up.
I'm going to try not to. If you need to reach out to us, just head on over to our website, click on the Contact Us tab, which is located at the top of your web browser. There you can leave comments, you can suggest topics, submit a question for the cast or an individual host like these two lovely people on either side of me. You can also give us a call and leave us a question that you may have on our voicemail. We will answer those for you right here on the show. Our phone number is 334-GAY-TALK. And if you need all of those digits, it's an Alabama area code 334-429-8255. Don't forget, we are streaming live every Monday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for today because we had a guest and we needed to make it work. And you can access the live stream on the day of recording if you become a Patreon supporter. Everyone else gets it the week after. That being said, ladies and gents, that is our show. Thank you, and y'all have a good night. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Gay Talk 2.0. Tune in next time for more dish.